37.
I'm 37?
Going to class.
Oh my god. 37. My girlfriend sucked 37 dicks.
In a row?
Hey, try not to suck any dick on the way through the parking lot.
Big dummy.
What's up, internet? Corey Zamey here, back with another weekend adventure in video game hunting. It is frosty in Connecticut. So much do I envy people that live out in like the West, the Arizona, Texas. I probably wouldn't be able to handle the heat during the summer, but fuck the winter, man. Fuck the winter. There are a few tag sales listed and a community sale, but I'm going to have to travel to a part of the state that I usually don't go to. That's Orange, Connecticut. But the bonus to that is there is a video game store, Retro Games Plus, which recently opened up a new store in Orange, Connecticut, which I'm going to check out today. And then, of course, head over to Sam's booth in Plainville. So let's get going. How much are the Sega games?
Thank you.
PlayStation 2? Did you take 20 for it?
I've been going through PS2 like crazy.
Yeah.
Let's see, last 2 weeks I think I went through 3 of them. I got these Spanish guys that are paying me $25 every time.
Well, would you throw in the network adapter with it?
What's that?
Would you throw in the network adapter for 25?
Yeah, I'll do that for you.
Okay.
$10 for your Todd. sell right in the morning, you know?
So that was a quick look at the Wallingford Flea Market for anybody that's new to the channel. Actually, usually not as good as that. There was a video game reseller there with a lot of individually priced things, and he had some nice items. I picked up what I could afford because I actually didn't stop at the ATM. I just went with whatever money I had left because I figured I was going to a lot of like stores today. I wouldn't actually need to take money out. I could just use debit, but yeah, picked up a few things. Almost hit a deer, or is it a doe? I didn't really... I'm pretty sure it was a doe now that I think about it. On the way here, on the highway. I really don't know why they really need to get to the other side when there's a whole bunch of cars coming. But luckily, I'm pretty sure he made it across okay. It's kind of scary. Luckily, I was paying attention, and the people behind me were paying attention, because that would have been horrifying to see them hit that. Now we're going to head down to Orange, finally.
We have free coffee and donuts, no purchase necessary. Hello. They're here, right here. Help yourself. Help yourself. Sure.
Do you have 8-track tape?
8-track tape, you're in.
We finally arrived at Retro Games Plus, and I'm sitting next to a very interesting vehicle. That's pretty cool. Alright, so it didn't shoot anything inside Retro Games Plus, and I actually just got out of the Game Exchange. Didn't find anything at the Game Exchange, but I found some items at Retro Games Plus, which I'll show you in the later part of the video. Now I'm going to head over to, and I also met a subscriber there randomly. Now it's time to head over to Sam's booth at the Plainville Flea Market, which is like, unfortunately, a 15-minute trip. Fuck. Orange is far away from things. Welcome back, Internet. First off, I would like to thank everybody who just recently subscribed to this channel from my contest. Want to send a shout out and a thank you to CJR. He made a video response on my channel. I'm like at like the last second and pretty much doubled my subscribers, which was ridiculous. Thank you so much. I'm sorry you didn't win, but I'm very glad that Jay the video game guy won, because he seems very excited to get these games that I'm going to send him. I'm going to be shipping that out in like 2 days. And he does pickup videos on his channel, actually. So, and he knocking these pickup videos out of the fucking park, like 1, 2, 3. Like I think I saw like 3 in a day. So you might want to you might want to also head over to Jay the video game guy and subscribe to him, because I'm enjoying his content so far. Now, I usually do not include thrift store pickups in my video, mainly because I was doing thrift store pickups separately. But I live in Connecticut and it is now fucking cold out. So I literally, this weekend, I went to maybe 2 tag sales, garage sales. I went to a church sale, found nothing. And then I went to Retro Games Plus in Orange, and I spent way more money than I wanted to. And to be honest, it's a nice store, but if it were right down the street from me and not like 40 minutes away, I wouldn't have spent anything, because the prices were a little high. I did pick up something from there, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Like I was saying, I do not usually do thrift store pickups in the weekend adventure and video game hunting video. I usually have that on a separate video, thrifting in Connecticut. But it's been a while since I've had one of those, because thrift stores have been fucking dry. So anyway, that's a lot of talk. And let's show some games, because what the fuck. Earlier this week at Goodwill, I found a really nice Game Boy Advance lot, I guess. Got the original, like, cobalt blue, cobalt purple, whatever color it is, Game Boy Advance SP. Came with a game in there. It's a garbage game, Snood. Never even heard of it, not really sure what it's about. Throwaway game. It's a little scratchy, but it was $8, and I was very happy to find Pokemon Fire Red. And this does have a working save battery, and I already have it, but it was only $3. So I'm actually sending this out to Jay the video game guy in that package that he just won. Hope he likes Pokemon. If not, it's a great place to start. And also there I picked up a fucking throwaway hockey game for 50 cents. It was half off. NHL Rock the Rink. It looks like a sports game. So not much to say there. Probably gonna destroy it at some point. And I did stop at a few thrift stores during the weekend, Savers, Goodwill, and I picked up quite a few things at a Savers. And I'm only really disappointed in one of them so far, because Savers always packages their PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 1 games in bags. And what I will usually do, because I only collect if it's complete, I'll like kind of crack it open a little bit to see if it has a manual in there and see if the disc is in there. And this looked to have a manual, but when I opened it up, and this is Kessin by the way, it has some fucking EA Sports product catalog. It's like the least... the furthest thing from what I would want to see in there. So I really don't know if I want to spend any extra money on a Kessin manual just to have it complete. This was one of the first games I ever rented for PlayStation 2 when I got mine, but I'm not too happy with that. The other items I did pick up, I found a book there. It was kind of interesting. How to Win at Nintendo Games #2 by Jeff Rovin. I don't know if that's worth reading, if it's worth... I don't know. I just picked it up because I thought it was pretty cool. And then DS games. When I started this channel, actually when I first started thinking about actually like actively collecting video games, I looked at all the games I currently had, and my favorite collection was by far my Nintendo DS collection. But the problem with tag sales is you never find DS games. I never find them. If I find them, they're loose cart or they're Nintendogs. So it's probably the only collection of mine that hasn't really grown at all since I started doing this. So I was very happy to find these games. First up we have Henry Hatsworth and the Puzzling Adventure. When I first heard of this game, I thought it was kind of like a Professor Layton clone, but it's actually just a puzzle game. Trauma Center 2, Under the Knife. The first Trauma Center game was one of the first ones I ever played on Nintendo DS. Basically, it was cutting my teeth on the touch controls, and I wasn't too happy with it, but for $4, I'll pick that up any day. And the last one, this one was actually $8, which is pretty steep, but it's Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Justice for All. And this one, if I wanted to get it on eBay, is like at least $10 to $15, I believe. So, and all three of these are complete, so that's really cool. And that's it for the thrift store pickups this week, but let's see what I got at that flea market. I did pick up what is the best condition Sega Genesis game I have ever seen in person. Like, this looks like it's fucking brand new, mint, hang tab, manual, perfect condition, cartridge, doesn't look like it's ever been out of this box, and it's Thunder Force 2. Now, this is a shoot 'em up. I'm not the biggest fan of shoot 'em ups. I remember the only one I ever played on, or the only one I ever owned growing up was Thunder Spirits, I believe, for the Super Nintendo. And I sucked at it, so I hated it. But this looked really cool, and it was in great condition. I paid $5 for this. It's maybe worth like anywhere between, according to eBay prices, $3 to $19. It's really kind of hard to tell sometimes. But I was really excited to see at this flea market a reseller, because usually it's just people with scraps. This person was dedicated to video games. He had a lot of things individually priced, but I did find a few items I wanted to pick up. First one that you probably saw in the video was Dragon Ball Z Ultimate Battle 22, and I don't know if this is good, I don't know if it's terrible, but this is really nostalgic for me because I've never played this game, but I remember this was released at a time when Dragon Ball Z hadn't really become a big thing in the United States. Because I remember one of my first anime I ever watched was Dragon Ball and the Curse of the Blood Rubies or something like that. And I was just really disappointed at the time that it was so, like, I had that one VHS tape and I couldn't watch any more of it because I couldn't afford it. You know, I didn't have money to spend on things like anime because VHS tapes were fucking expensive. So I remember seeing in magazines like them advertising for like Dragon Ball Z games and Dragon Ball action figures and all these other things that I just couldn't afford. And I remember when this came out stateside, I always wanted this game, but I never ended up picking it up. Very nostalgic for me. Paid $5 for this. The other two games I found there were in his dollar bin. And one game I actually enjoy quite a bit, Super Caesar's Palace. And a game I remember renting quite a few times, Super Off-Road. Has a price sticker on it that's not accurate, but... So for $7 I got those three games from a reseller at the flea market that I usually go to. I pick these up often so I don't feel too excited whenever I see them, but I got a PlayStation 2. It comes with all the hookups, a controller, and also I convinced him to throw in the network adapter because he didn't want to move off his $25 price tag, and I figure with the network adapter, I'll be honest with you, I sell PlayStation 2s online whenever I find them, just because, you know, I find them all the time, and it helps support this collecting habit. This one I might actually keep and sell my current one that I have, just because this one I haven't taken it out of the bag yet, but it looks like it's in really nice condition cosmetically. I have to test it to see if it works, but 25 bucks, a bag of PlayStation 2. So, went to Retro Games Plus. Everything in there is very visually impressive. Their prices a little too high for me. I understand that they have to make money, but if I can get it for pretty much the same price or a little bit cheaper on eBay, I don't understand what the value is in going to a store that's 40 minutes out of the way. And like I said before, if this were a lot closer, I probably would have walked out of there with nothing. But I did look over the store a few times, and I did decide on a few titles. They do have some import games, and they don't really value, and I guess rightfully so, they don't value Super Famicom games very highly. So for $2 I got Complete in Box SimCity. It's got some sticker damage. I can probably get that one off. One I can't get off is this one, the security sticker on the back. That's a bitch. But I think this was pretty cool to have. Not the biggest SimCity fan, but for $2 I didn't want to pass that up. There are other Super Famicom games I wasn't really even sure what the hell they were, so I didn't want to buy something and then be like, hey guys, Super Famicom game, don't know what it is. Some other games I picked up. This was $6, I believe, Gungrave for the PlayStation 2. And I'm actually shipping out the anime to Jay the Video Game Guy as part of that care package. It's one of my favorite anime. And I've never played the game, but I hear it got kind of mediocre reviews. But for $6, and this is in like mint condition, perfectly fine with picking that up. And this game, until I started doing this video, I actually unwrapped it. It was 70% sealed, like it still had the original shrink wrap on it, but I took it off because it looked a mess. It's a working designs game, so it's super shiny. One of the main reasons I picked it up. And it also reminds me a little bit of Armored Core 2 and the Armored Core franchise, which is one that I've loved ever since I got my PlayStation 2. And I used to rent the games quite a bit when they were on PlayStation. Now here's a part where I feel like I do this a lot. I feel like there are, or at least it's something I do a lot recently. Another boxed Sega Genesis console. This completes the trifecta for me. I didn't have the original Model 1. It's my second favorite one, I guess. I really don't like the third model. It's too small, it seems really flimsy. This one, however, seems really... I don't know, I didn't like the design, but this box is in great condition aside from this Caldor sticker, which is kind of nostalgic because I used to have a Caldor's right down the street from where I live. It's got a little bit of damage on the back, but otherwise this thing is in very nice condition. Comes complete, and I paid about $50, but because I purchased this, I actually got one of the PlayStation 2 games for free, so factor that any way you want. Like I said, because of the distance I traveled, I was more willing to spend money because I didn't want to come back empty-handed and then basically regret the entire trip. And now I could stop worrying about Sega Genesis consoles. Now all I need for Sega box complete, I believe, is a Sega CD and a 32X. Sega CD I kind of want a lot, but I don't have any games for it yet. 32X I can give a shit less about. So, to round out my adventure on this weekend, like I always do, I ended up at the Plainville Flea Market at Sam's booth. Check him out if you're in the area. Flea Market at the Crossing gives great deals. Awesome guy. It's really cool hanging out at the flea market because you get to see some interesting trades happen, a lot of trade-ins, some interesting purchases. Very fun. Had a great time as usual. I did end up picking up 2 more Game Boys. This one is a red original Game Boy, which I have never seen in person. I'm only vaguely aware of other colors, just because the only ones I've ever really seen is the original and the clear one, both of which I've had before, but unfortunately got rid of. But gave me a great deal on this, in great condition. And a solid purple Game Boy Advance, kind of collecting these now, basically collecting any handheld Nintendo system, to be honest. But this one's going to go up there with those 2. And now I could finally check a game off my want list that has been on there for a long while, and that is The Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction on the PlayStation 2. I'm very particular about my multi-platform games when it comes to the PlayStation 2, GameCube, Xbox era. I only want them on the PlayStation 2 generally. It's my main system for that generation, and I've only ever found it complete on Xbox and GameCube. So I'm very happy to have this. He gave me a great deal on this, and this is actually factory sealed, but I do not collect factory sealed games, so I'm going to end up opening this up, and I'm going to play it eventually. Might not be today, might not be this weekend, might not be this week, but it's going to happen because this game is badass. So that does it for this weekend adventure and video game hunting. Please like, comment below, and subscribe. I know there's been a lot of turmoil over the new Google Plus integration with YouTube. To be honest, I haven't really noticed much of a difference because I was always on Google Plus. I will try and get back to your comments if you leave them. Sometimes I'll be a little bit later in the week. I'm a little bit slow with the comments, unfortunately. So coming soon, as soon as I get some of my eBay purchases in the mail, I will be having another, basically a pickup video with my eBay purchases. Very RPG centric. A lot of games that I've always wanted to own, or some that I'm rebuying because I got rid of them like an asshat. So be sure to stay tuned to check that out. And as always, keep it real, internet. So that's going to do it for this weekend adventure and video game hunting. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I need a drink. Can't pronounce anything. Capri Sun, refreshing. Oh, that made it worse. That made it worse. Anyway. We always keeps it real.
You big dummy.